nice day. We're gonna do some work on the M37. We're gonna do the rotors. We're gonna change the rotors, upgrade to a different rotors, and then we're gonna also do the brake pads. So might as well do the brake pads, because if we're there, we might as well just do it and done. And so we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty right now, and we're gonna get into it. All right, guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in. So make sure the wheel in the back is secure, so when you put it up on the jack stand, the car will not roll. We have the wheel off now, so we can get access to the rotors. And one more safety thing before we start touching anything on the brakes. I'm going to go up here now, and over here where the brake fluid is, it's always good to loosen the cap right here. Just loosen it and leave it open, half open. So when we're gonna push the brakes back in, it doesn't explode the airbags. Alright guys, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. There is two quarter pins here in order to take the brakes out. So use a screwdriver and just pluck these quarter pins out. Come out nicely. And after doing that, now you have to just knock out the there's a pin that goes right across that holds this thing in, that holds the brakes in. So we're gonna knock that out. And just pry it out. Slide right out. Okay. And over here, let's do the same thing on the top. Oh, and anyway, that just fly right out. Now we have access to the brakes. Just use a screwdriver, just pry them out, slide right out. They need a brakes also need to be changed also. This one over here. Okay, now we got the brakes out. Now before touching the brake caliper, these brake line, they are actually very they're not flexible. So I'm just gonna unloosen those brake line. So when I take off the caliper, it won't accidentally bend the brake line or pop the brake line. Alright, now we got that loose. Okay, and there's two big bolts behind the caliper. We're gonna loosen those two big bolts. Put my impact socket here, 22mm. Okay, those are loose. Now, just hold up the brake caliper, because we don't want it to fall and pop the brake line. Well, now we have flexibility now. And now we could take off the rotor. Let me just hold this thing up. And I'm just gonna slip this thing right in there just to hold the caliper in place. Alright guys. So here we have the old rotors. Needed for upgrade. Okay, now here we got a new one. Alright guys, so I'm just going to take it out of the plastic and get it ready. Okay guys, as you see, I went along and get a piece of string to hold up the brake caliper so it doesn't pop the line. I'm going to put on the rotors. These things are heavy. I went there first and I bought the rotors, but it wasn't its size. These are much bigger rotors, 14 inches. So just put them on there like that. Out of there. And there, and just start reinstalling your bolts. Another thing guys, make sure when you put the bolts in they don't cross thread, you know. First allow it to go in with your hand. And then you can start using the impact jack. Alright. And just reinstall your 12mm bolts on top here to hold the brake line. It's kind of windy out here, so hope you guys could actually hear me. Slightly hand tightening here. All right. Alright guys, and also the pistons will be kind of pushed out a little bit, so just get a screwdriver and just push them back in. Push them right back in. Because when you try to replace the new brake pads, it'll give you a hard time for it to go in there. So, as long as they go back a little bit, you're good. Alright guys, these are the new brake pads that I got here. Make Make sure they match up with the old one. Same size. What I normally put on my brake pads from squeaking is disc brake squeaker. So you won't hear that squeaky noise when you apply the brakes. A little bit on there, good. And let it dry for a second or two. Alright guys, after it finishes drying, it's dry enough for you to just start replacing them. Now we're going to do the second one. I have to finish pushing back the pistons and replace the screws. In these screws there's like a hole for the cotter pin, so I try to stick them outward. Put some pressure on it. Now to line it up. Just tap it in. Remember those holes, guys. Remember those holes. Yeah, so everything is nice and flush, and we could see the holes for the cotter pin. Stick them right back in there. Very important, guys. Them cotter pin must go there. You want to be driving and you see your brake, your brake pad flying out. Okay guys, that's in. Alright. So guys, I'm bringing a little bit closer to the finished product. All your cotter pins are in. Brake pads are secure. And those big bolts that I was tightening is right back there. They're secure, and also these bolts right here that's holding the brake line is secure. Normally there's a screw in here to keep the rotor flush against here, But if that's not there, the wheel is going to keep it flush anyway. So other than that, that's it. And then I'm going to put the wheel back on. That's a wrap. Now I'm going to remove that cord that I was using to hold up the caliper. Just replace back the rim. How many sports just tighten with started with your hands, but as long as you don't cross thread the bolts, you'll find. That's it, guys. One more thing. Don't forget to tighten back the cap that you loose here for the brake. Sometimes because if you add brake fluid to it, it might come back out and come over. But since I didn't have any to it, it comes right back up to the max. Let's tighten it up. Place the cover.